Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we had today is a 2016 Lexus IS 200T F Sport.
This IS is painted in ultra white.
On the key fob you have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic. It also has smart key access for the front doors. Storage on the front door panels. You of course get power windows, locks, and mirrors.
This one has a black interior with new luxe leatherette seat upholstery.
Both front seats are fully powered, and the driver does get two-way power lumbar support. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. And along with Smart Key, it does have push-button ignition.
The Lexus IS is a compact luxury car that rivals the BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz C-Class. It is currently the smallest sedan that Lexus makes, and with its spry rear-wheel drive-based platform, the IS is a popular choice for driving enthusiasts as a luxury sports sedan of sorts. The story of the Lexus IS began in 1998 when the Toyota Altezza was launched in Japan. Said model would, not long after, arrive in other markets as the first generation of the Lexus IS. Fast forward to 2025 and the IS is now in its third generation. This 2016 model represents the IS's third and, at least as of model year 2025, current generation, codenamed XE30, which made its debut for the 2014 model year. It rides on the Toyota New N platform. While the first generation IS was made in both sedan and wagon form, and the second gen was made as a sedan or a convertible, the third gen is a sedan only. While the third generation IS has been around for over a decade now, it has received a number of makeovers and updates to keep it fresh, notably for 2017 and 2021. 2022 saw the return of a V8 engine to the IS in the form of the IS 500 F Sport Performance. Anyhow, the US market 2016 model year IS came in three variants. First was this, the IS 200T, with its 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine making 241 horsepower. Next was the IS 300 with a 255 horsepower 3.5-liter V6. Last was the IS 350 with a 306 horsepower 3.5-liter V6. The 200T was rear-wheel drive only, the 300 was all-wheel drive only, and the 350 could be had with either drivetrain. Rear-wheel drive models used an 8-speed automatic transmission, while all-wheel drives used a 6-speed auto. All three models could be equipped with the F Sport package as well, which includes a stiffer suspension and various unique styling elements.
Now, as for the instrument cluster, this is a pretty cool setup here. So as you can see, you have your central gauge pod with your tachometer. Then you have your fuel gauge on this side, temperature on the other side, odometer, outside temp. You can go through your trip computers and odometer with this button right here. Now, with these controls on the steering wheel, just push this button. As you can see, it will physically slide over the gauge pod. Right here is your information display. So you can go through it, again, via these controls on the steering wheel. So you have info with your average fuel economy, range, driving data, that kind of stuff. You even have your turbo boost gauge, tire pressure, gear position, navigation, basically brings up a compass, and then your radio info if you want that, messages, and then under settings. So you have your language, units, maintenance indicators, drive info. You have pop-up displays as well. But This has some pretty cool stuff. You can change the color of the needle in the tachometer, as you can see. I love little customizable things like that. You push this button, it will slide the gauge pod back to the center. It has a 3-spoke design, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel. For controls on this side, you have your audio controls, along with your Bluetooth phone controls and voice command button. Then right here you have your aforementioned information display controls, gauge cluster controls. Then you have your cruise control stalk right here, and there are also paddle shifters on the back of the spokes to manually shift the transmission. And the steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. The parking brake is foot operated. You can toggle your blind spot monitors right here, your trip computers, panel dimmer, climate vent for the driver. On this side is your exterior lighting stalk, while on this side you'll find your wiper stalk. So going down the center of the interior, right here is the screen for your Enform infotainment system. We'll go over the system more in a bit. You have your push button ignition, your central climate vents. You also have an analog clock. Right here you'll find your dual zone automatic climate controls, temperature for either side, different zones, fan speed, auto, off, heated mirrors or circulation, that kind of stuff. Your hazard switches right here, passenger airbag indicator. You do have some physical radio controls, your volume, power, tuning knobs, radio, media, seat track, and you also have a CD player slot as well. You have your micro SD slot for the navigation map. Just ahead of the shifter, you have the controls for your 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. Entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. Right here you have your drive mode selector. You have Eco, Sport, and Normal. You also have an additional drive mode selected with this button, which is Snow Mode, and you have your traction control toggle button. Now, with this joystick and these shortcut buttons, these are going to be your sole controls for the Enform infotainment system, as this is not a touchscreen. Again, we'll go over the system more in a bit. You have a center console with some storage, along with 2 USB-A ports and an aux port. 2 cup holders right here. The glove box is lockable. Vanity mirrors and lights for both sun visors. Auto-dimming rear view. Grab handles for all 4 corners. And on the overhead console, you have your roadside assistance, reading lights, and your power sunroof controls. Alright, and here is the Enform infotainment system in this 2016 Lexus IS. So we're on the home screen right now. So you have your radio info, weather, your range, fuel economy, that kind of stuff. You can configure what you want on the home screen, but with the menu button, takes you to your main menu, and we have everyone's favorite control for an infotainment system. No touchscreen, everyone loves. It's been universally praised, this joystick. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of people don't care for this, and Lexus was using this for a long time. I think they just recently finally went to touchscreens, but it's okay once you get used to it, although I can tell why people think this is kind of annoying to use. But anyways, enough rambling. What you have in here, you have your climate controls, so you have your dual zone climate controls. You can control the temperature, fan speed, all that from here. Then you have navigation, zoom in and out. There are different displays right here. Well, see, like I'll go somewhere and I don't mean to hit something, and then I can't just push a button on the screen with my finger. I gotta find it with the mouse. So I can tell why this system kind of got ridiculed, because it's cumbersome. It can be frustrating if you miss something, you hit the wrong thing. But you have different map modes. You can do dual maps, a map and a compass, or just the whole map right now. But that's the navigation system. I don't want to waste too much time on this. You have your Lexus app suite. Info. So you can bring up your local weather, which is nice to have. Again, this is one of the things you can add as a widget to your home screen. But you have your fuel consumption info, past record of how economically you've been driving. But then under radio, for sources, get AM, FM, Sirius XM, plus your Bluetooth audio streaming, and you still have a CD player in this car as well. You have your media, phone, and then under setup you have quite a lot of different stuff here. But general settings, you can change the colors. You have like a blue or brown color for the overall theme for the infotainment system. And again, I don't want to go through everything. This is a pretty substantial system, but lots of stuff you can configure the settings for. And then you hit the home screen and we are back to right here. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are fully automatic.
The F-Sport package added these 18-inch 5-split-spoke alloy rims. The IS200T gets its power from the 8AR FTS 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine. It has an aluminum block and head, dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, D4ST injection, and Toyota's dual VVT-IW technology. Horsepower is rated at 241 at 5,800 RPM, and torque is rated at 258 pound-feet from 1650 to 4,400 RPM. Sending that power to the rear wheels is an 8-speed automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode. Running on premium unleaded with a 17.4-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates are 22 mpg in the city and 32 mpg on the highway. It has a double wishbone front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the car are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. 0 to 60 is 6.9 seconds for the IS200T.
Forgot to mention you also have your trunk release button right here. Fuel cap is on the driver's side. (60/40) split folding rear seats. Both front seats have map pockets on the backs. Coat hooks on either side. Rear passengers do get their own set of climate vents. And you also have a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. The back seat space is actually not as bad as I was thinking it would be, especially considering cars in this class don't tend to be the roomiest. Now, definitely it is not quite the roomiest, but it's also by no means the most cramped. It's far from cramped. Legroom and footroom still okay. Headroom is okay. I can definitely ride back here and not be very uncomfortable. Dual exhausts.
The IS provides 13.8 cubic feet of trunk space. The back seats also fold down to allow for more space.
Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2016 Lexus IS. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.